All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us again for another Sunday afternoon Super Robot Sundays here at Sound Goblin Gaming. We are just finishing up the last little sort of homework here. The first couple missions we're going into are going to be ground, so we had to redo some of our team to make sure that they were all ground capable. But yeah, today we're going to be getting started on 0083 Stardust Memory. We'll talk about that in a bit, but first, I am, as always, Bograt.
I am the Krampus.
I'm Shiv. And I'm Vincent.
So Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. 13-episode OVA series from back in 91.
God, it was that long?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. 30 years.
No, not that. I meant
that is 13 episodes?
So little happens in this series.
As you can tell, because a 13-episode OVA is condensed down into 4 missions. Yeah. There is not a whole lot that actually goes on in this, and it has, in my opinion, the worst protagonist of a animated Gundam.
So real quick before you go on, I'm hearing Shiv's microphone a little bit low compared to the others.
Shock.
Fair enough. You can chalk it up to him being a ghost.
Techno Ghost.
But yeah, so let's get through our intros here. I'm Bograt.
I'm the Krampus.
I'm Shiv. And I'm Vincent, and we already did this.
Yeah, we already did
Did
this.
we? Okay. Sorry, I'm a little out of it today. My allergies are whipping my ass. Yeah, so 91 is when 0083 came out. It was decently well received for some reason, despite having a protagonist with all the personality of a wooden fucking block.
Oh, the protagonist barely matters in these series sometimes.
The protagonist matters plenty in most Gundam series. It's just that Ko Araki is fucking worthless. Give me a second here. I gotta adjust
Just
my...
because the machine he pilots has more personality than he does.
Yep.
Okay, I think I summed up everyone's complaints.
Honestly, my biggest complaint is that there's another character in this series that should have been the protagonist and would have made it a way more interesting series. Keith, his best friend, who is a way more interesting character than Ko Araki, and doesn't get tied up in the dumbest fucking worst love triangle in all of existence.
Main character should have been South Burning.
How interesting can a Gundam series being led by a leather golem really be? But yeah, that being said, trust me, when we actually get around to playing Cross Race and go through Gundam Wing, we will have a lot to say about series that should have had a different character be the protagonist. But
okay, seriously, with Wing, the focus of the series should have been entirely different than what we actually got.
But
There's some political intrigue going on in the background. We're not going to show that. Gundam fight.
but yeah, 0083 is also the poster child for Jesus Christ, why don't we put locks on these things?
I mean,
Alright, so among our new models for Gundams, we decided that one of them should be able to fire nuclear weapons for reasons.
Nothing banning it. That was a wartime treaty?
Yeah, that is another thing that often gets brought up in regards to 0083 is one of the big things, which we will get to here in a second, is this whole Gundam project they've got going. They equip one of the Gundams with a bazooka that fires atomic, warheads. And everybody's like, oh, it's terrible. The Federation violated the Antarctic Treaty. And the actual point is no, they didn't. The Antarctic Treaty was in fact actually a wartime treaty, thereby invalidating it when the armistice was signed. I mean, it's still a fucked
You
up.
could still argue it's a dumb idea.
Yeah, it's still a fucked up.
Not against the treaty.
Yeah, it's still a fucked up, horrible thing for them to do. But they're not actually in violation of the Antarctic Treaty, no matter what big basis the Gundam fans will actually try and argue.
There's also like, okay, so the major reason not to use nukes on Earth is because you're horribly irradiating the planet and making parts of it unlivable.
Most of the Earth is unlivable at this point in Gundam, anyways.
Yeah. What little is left that is livable of the Earth is be even more unlivable.
Well, okay, but also in fairness, the GPO-2 wasn't going to be used on Earth. It was going to be used against space noids in their colonies.
Which, that being the thing, to be completely honest, a nuclear weapon is basically in space just a high-yield conventional weapon. The background radiation is irrelevant when it's going into space. It's still basically horrible because it's going to almost certainly be used to crack open and destroy colonies. But,
Look, if you want to wipe out a colony, just attach a bunch of poison gas containers to it and poison everyone.
Or you could do that
Again.
too. Again, yes.
And they do.
Again.
Fast forward another this event, and they do just that again.
Adventure.
That is the dumbest face you could have given this character.
You guys make this thing in Gundam, and the Colony 30 incident is literally one of the inciting incidents for the
Gundam.
gas attack.
Wow.
It's even worse because these are the SD models.
He looks like a Muppet.
He looks like a third-party attempt at a Muppet. Looks like a Muppet that was farmed out because the actual Jim Henson workshop was busy.
But
Tomato flies in from off-screen, hits Nina in the face. Why does it happen every time I introduce myself?
Ooh.
I have no thoughts. Get used to this. I am going to spend probably the majority of 0083 making shit remarks anytime Ko's face appears on screen.
I mean, that was a step up from dating a literal Nazi.
Ko is not a step up from anything.
Poe has very clear ideals. He hates carrots.
Like, it is just genuinely remarkable. Literally every character in this entire OVA has 10 times the personality that Ko Araki does. Background characters in fucking 0083 have more personality than Ko Araki.
The secondary couple, Bora and Keith, are much better than them.
Well, yeah, that was my argument. It just
Mora's
came a
the
little-
best character in the
Yeah,
series.
yeah. If you came in a little late, my argument is that Chuck Keith should have been the protagonist of 0083.
Yeah, like Bora, Keith, and I think like Burning and basically everyone in the secondary cast is better than the main.
I mean, we also have Mancha, Bernard Mancha.
Mancha's an interesting character. He's a horrible person.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, yes, you don't like Bernard Mancha. You are not supposed to like Bernard Mancha. Like, I don't like Mancha. I like Mancha as a character. I do not like Mancha as a person.
Whereas Ko fails to leave an impression, period.
No. Ko Araki looks like when you push your thumb up against the glass and then you draw a Sharpie on the top to represent hair. He does leave a thumb.
I'm not going to lie. As we were starting this, I was actually desperately scrambling to remember Ko Araki's name because he is that just a blank slate of a character.
I remember it because it rhymes with toe, which is what I think he looks like.
Like, most interesting thing he does is beat an episode. Like,
Yeah.
He says, "Sir, yes, sir," to Gato, who just kind of pauses and goes, "Are you saying this to the enemy?" He did. The enemy, you idiot!
I'm off to go teach the Federation what a lock is.
It's every Gundam series.
Not on the fucking level of 0083.
They steal one Gundam in 0083. They steal like dozens of Gundams.
They steal the war crime Gundam in 0083.
Of all the things you probably should have had extra security on.
GPO3 was a theft. Also, Anaheim was not willing to give up the GPO3 to the Albion.
Also not brought up. Was he GPO1 the first time? No. He did not have permission to use GPO1.
I'm pretty sure aside from like the fucking awesome, which had a catastrophic test flight, the entire GP series is nothing but a series of thefts. They have a 100% theft rate. Even the GPO4 was basically illegally given to Xeon when they made it to the
Guerrero Tetra,
So the
yeah.
entire GP series has just a theft rate.
The 00 didn't get stolen.
Yeah, like I said, it just crashed.
It just crashed.
Yeah, it just crashed during a test flight and
Crashed
ceased to exist.
or was shot down. It's unclear.
Basically, all I'm saying is if they didn't erase the files on the GP project, I'm pretty sure it would have taken care of itself eventually.
You did what? What? No.
I'm taking this.
But like at least with like the GPO1 and the GPO3 and stuff, like yeah, Ko took it, but he took it from a base he's actually on. He's supposed to be a pilot. It's not a case of someone else who literally isn't supposed to be there wandering onto base and stealing it. Or some kid stealing your fucking Gundam.
Hey.
Yeah, there's a large difference between a soldier took an unauthorized or took out a weapon unauthorized, and a foreign national came in and straight up
or
a
child
in
later series.
In fairness, Annabelle Gatto walked onto the base in a Federation uniform. This isn't a failure of security, it's a failure of counter-espionage training, as in, ask for identification from random fucking officers you haven't seen around base before.
Well, that is a failure of security, just a different type of failure of security.
Don't lock down their fingers.
Use keys. They exist. Excuse me, sir. Have you signed in yet? You don't have your badge.
Shit! You need a bored-looking Navy man at a desk taking names in a uniform.
He's got a little like guest tags and like a clipboard. Who are you? Okay, here you go.
Okay,
who are you?
You're not on the list. I'm gonna have to call the CO.
A roster check would have been a thing because he didn't have a specific name.
No,
He was just
literally in a uniform.
Yeah, wearing a lieutenant's uniform. Didn't impersonate a particular lieutenant on base. Just wore a lieutenant's uniform.
So we don't have any special things on this until the second part.
Okay.
And even then, it's for a bronze mod. And yes, while you are technically correct that Gundams get stolen all the time, I will point out that 0083 is the one that gets, like, highlighted explicitly as a Gundam just being fucking full-on fucking stolen, to the point where literally, do you want to know what the name of that special quest is? Gundam Jack. Like, quite literally, Annabelle stealing the GPO2 is the one that is, like, super highlighted as, like, he fucking stole a Gundam from a Federation base. Even though it happens a lot, and I do agree with that.
Literally, besides, like, Opal Suit Gundam, which doesn't involve the Gundam being stolen at any point.
Technically, Amuro steals it at the very beginning.
Amuro pilots at the very beginning without permission, but he wasn't, like, he wasn't stealing.
Well, but I mean, if we're going with that logic, then half of the other series, they don't actually end up stolen. Because, like, yeah, whoever, you know, gets in it doesn't have permission to do it, but they still end up working for whoever had the fucking Gundam.
I do wonder if they're going to have, as part of this adaptation, my favorite comedic bit in all of Gundam. Because there's a scene in the actual, like, 0083 where Ko and Gato are fighting in GPO-1, GPO-2, and Gato, like, screams some kind of, like, almost advice because he takes pity on this weird hobgoblin of a ensign, and, you know, tells her, like, you've let down your guard in battle, and Ko Araki goes, "Thank you, sir," to which Gato immediately replies, "I'm your enemy, you idiot." It's a bit like out of G-Gun.
It might be this part. I'm not sure. The bronze mod thing is defeat Gato within 4 turns. I still think it's the second part, but it might be this part. I'm not sure. Either way, it's a bronze mod. We don't actually care that much.
Get like one shot away from destroying it anyways or something. He just ran away.
Oh no, he just left anyways.
Yep.
As it turns out, you could just blink into a different screen and you're good.
Curses. You guys are bad at your job. They ran away with Zalma.
And yeah, to address Vince's kind of earliest point in this, when we were talking about how fucking long of a series 0083 actually is, the other thing to keep in mind, and honestly a lot of what's probably going to get cut out of here, is that a lot of, like, there were multiple episodes of 0083 focused on the actual, like, backstory.
Yeah.
And, like, Gato's whole thing of being a Xeon ace and being, you know, at Solomon and all that shit. Like, there were multiple episodes of that.
I don't know, something dumb.
Okay, yeah, just check the notes. So it was that pre-mission map. That was the bronze mod, but again, it's a bronze mod. We don't really care.
And we did it anyway.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but whatever we get from it is probably not going to be worthwhile. I don't think there are really any bronze mods left that we would care about.
Probably just gonna be one of the like stat boost ones.
There is like one bronze mod that I don't think we have yet. That I think that would be of any use to us.
Oh.
Technically, the improved sealant launcher is a bronze, the one that's 4 tiles rather than 3.
They're coming, and they brought cannon fodder.
That's okay, so did we. You get him, Ko.
That's okay. We'll stop.
Well,
The war hero armor array.
wait, are we just trying to get the GPO2 back? It's right there.
It is in fact right there.
What was the goal on this one?
Ko needs to destroy the Komosai. Look, the GPO2 is right there.
そんな危険なものを振り回しちゃそこです
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
3 to get the Kohlrabi.
Also, okay.
Ow.
It's a gym.
Yeah.
It's doing the best it can. There with the horror bits.
Sir, is that a giant Haro? Rocky's hallucinating again. Can't take the strain of battle.
Oh, that's a thing that happened.
Yep. Horror bits.
I mean, in fairness, that's probably the least dumb attack the Psycho Haro has.
The horror mega beam. Nothing else on that side actually needs XP.
Nope.
Back on the boss. So I don't have to watch you gain energy every round. for. Okay. Can punch it a couple times to weaken it. Safety precaution in case the game decides to spawn a dozen things behind us.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Won't be the first time we lost a mission because of that.
Yeah, so I will say this much. Annabelle Gatto is actually an interesting character in that he actually is a Xeon officer who wholly, buys into the philosophy that was sort of fed to Xeon about, Space Noid independence and all that, but he, legitimately believes in it and legitimately fights for it.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
You really can't. Now really the time.
is help? Oh wait, I'm Kuraraki.
My help? My help? Help.
Hulk? Go breathe. Breathe, go breathe.
The atomic bazooka?
Well, yes, but
Listen, Gato is strong because he's fighting for Space Noid independence and truly believes in it. We must truly believe in Space Noid's subjugation in order to defeat him. Wait a second, that came out wrong. Let's try this again. We truly have to believe that the Earth Federation knows what's best for the Space Noids, despite their wait a second, this is going bad places again.
Believe that while his aids by AP sound or his beats are stupid. There we go.
Listen, Ensign Araki, Space Noids are like idiot children. They don't know what they want. Oh, we're not coming off good in this no matter how I put it, are we?
oh no, not Guiley.
Oh, it actually blew up.
Yeah. Well, that's why he was talking. So he was exploding.
I'm used to all the named characters just noping out in the first mission.
Oh no, Bob and Gailey fucking die.
Yep.
Like, that was our whole point. Bob was even like, dude, the Zamel's not even going to fit on the recovery craft. Just like, go. We'll hold him here. I was going to say send out the gym. This might be its only opportunity to actually kill something.
It can't do 6600.
Fair enough. Maybe put a pop into the Zamel and see what it's still at.
Oh,
Oh,
you got a chance, Powered Jim. Hey.
there we go.
Straight to level 3.
How far does he need to take it?
Level 4.
Well, if you damage that Zamel a lot.
Oh, too much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh well.
There's more DOMs and stuff on the map.
Yeah.
And there are these two Zaku Fritz helmet units sitting there that aren't going to do anything.
That's true. We could just destroy the Zaku
They're,
just to get XP on people.
They're going to sell for fuck all. They're still Zaku 2 FCs. Like, at this point, getting another level on the gym is of far more value to us than any amount of capital those Zakus would sell for.
Super Gundam.
Anything specific you're supposed to be doing for this half, or?
No.
No, people just have to just destroy everything.
Yeah, destroy all enemies.
All units. The event's already done. That was the go.
Okay.
Super Gundam can float.
It can float.
It's worse flying than it is on the ground. Super Gundam.
So it is worth noting, I actually explained this to Vince off stream because the question did come up. The quote-unquote Super Gundam is just a fucking Mark II with a booster pack.
Super.
But for some reason, they referred to it as the Super Gundam. And, like, that's the name that stuck. Even in universe, people get really annoyed with them calling it the Super Gundam. Yeah, it is. Technically speaking, it is the combination of the RX-178 Gundam Mark II with the FXA 05D G Defensor. So it literally is just like a booster unit defense upgrade that merges with a Mark II, but they call it the Super Gundam for some reason. One of the things that was extremely funny about the Super Gundam, as far as it shows up in actual Zeta Gundam, where it is from, in order to save animation budget, they would constantly use the stock footage of the G Defensor combining with the Mark II that Machine was piloting to form the Super Gundam. Here's the thing, though. Because of the way that the Super Gundam is set up, the Mark II has to discard its shield in order to actually merge with the G Defensor.
Okay.
But because they were constantly using stock footage in the later parts of the series, when the Super Gundam was almost exclusively used, and Machine never really used the Mark II on its own, you would literally have instances where the Mark II launched and immediately threw away its shield in order to merge with the G Defensor most of the time. Because they were just using stock footage, so they couldn't have the more reasonable thing being of them just not launching with the shield.
Back on the bus.
There is also the quote-unquote G-Flyer mode of the Super Gundam, which is basically just when the G Defense, like it's what it does prior to actually transforming into the booster unit style, wherein it is basically just a sort of more of like a Wave Rider style thing, with the Mark II just kind of hooked in on the bottom of the G Defensor. This doesn't technically exist in anime canon, but is in like almost every video game the Super Gundam shows up in, as well as displayed in the like instruction booklets for the HG kits and stuff. So it's like a pseudo theoretical thing in the sense that it absolutely has to actually happen in order to get to the Super Gundam mode, but it never actually really appears in any substantial capacity.
You're good. Go home.
It is worth noting again, the G-Line isn't actually a particularly powerful suit.
No, it's slightly better than the base Gundam.
Yeah. It will gradually become more powerful since it is going to be part of our final team, and it will get tons of levels that way. But it will realistically probably be just about the weakest member of our final team, other than maybe like the Stark Jigen, but Stark Jigen may still be more powerful than the G-Line.
Will be more powerful because it's much later.
Yeah,
suit.
Unicorn era, so it's going to have higher base stats, even though it is a full-on grunt suit rather than a prototype mass-produced Gundam.
Yeah.
Is effectively what the G-Line is. Did we need more levels on the full armor, or are we just doing this to...
25.
Really?
Yep.
Pretty sure we were just sending it over to the Heavy Gundam first.
Are we doing Heavy Gundam first?
Yeah, we may as well. It's in line, and it's going to unlock like the same shit.
Then we don't need 5.
Cooperation. Whatever that means.
Oh no, we only need 4.
Yeah, even for
Perfect Gundam.
Yeah, but I think our plan was to go through Heavy Gundam, because Heavy Gundam will also...
We'll also get perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back on the bus with you.
Yes, the and just sending it into the perfect Gundam, which also has a very extremely bizarre canonicity. So the perfect Gundam technically doesn't exist in Universal Century.
Sure.
Technically.
So the perfect Gundam is actually the gunpla used by the main character of Playmo Kyoshiro, which was a not even really Gundam spin-off manga. It was entirely focused around gunpla, and is like sort of the earliest example of a gunpla focused series rather than a Gundam focused series, which, you know, we later got Builders Beginning G, and then the obviously Build Fighters and Build Diver series. But Playmo Kyoshiro was the first one of those, and the character from that used the perfect Gundam, which was obviously like this heavily modified 78-2. And then it later got backported into quote-unquote canonicity within the Universal Century, except within the Universal Century, the perfect Gundam literally only exists as essentially a marketing piece given to Federation Brass to be like, look how cool this thing could possibly be. Like, even more so than a lot of like MSV stuff, where it's like, well, like the Deep Striker, for instance, where like this was like theorized and planned, and like they made, you know, developed a design for it, but never actually implemented it. The perfect Gundam was never actually intended to even be made in UC. It was literally just like a file only available to like high-level Federation officials, and it was literally just like but imagine if we did all of this to the Gundam, how powerful and great it could be as a tool for war. And like no one ever actually planned to make any of those modifications to it. Heavy Gundam, similar but legally distinct from the full armor Gundam.
Next mission.
You may want to check real quick. I'm pretty sure, but we might want to be certain that the Rasen Zulu is ground capable. Okay, yeah, land.
What we do need to do is swap this out for something though. So it's a dead end.
Okay.
I have no idea what we're swapping it for.
That Zakutu is only there to rub against things for design purposes.
Are there any suits we want in our final team that we don't currently have?
Based on our final team listing, what we are currently in line, let me mark this one because we do have a G line now. The only two that we don't currently have are the Sananju and the O. Which, if you'd like, I can go look up what lines we can go to get to those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can build this on. We've had one before.
Yeah, we can build a Sinanju outright.
I'm not sure what we need to do to get down to the O.
I take it Sinanju
Well-
was on the way to the Neo Zeon.
Sinanju is on the way to Neo Zeon. It's also...
It's not how we got to the Neo
We
Zeon,
turned
though.
the Sinanju into the Nightingale?
I believe so. That being said, we do currently have one that is on path to it, but it still won't help at the moment because it's the Masala, which is space only. Palestine.
Yeah, the Assault just goes straight to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all kind of a circular loop for those for the most part. So, Bolanook, Samon, Palestine, Masala, Titania, and the O all just kind of go around in their own
we
thing.
just need to get to space.
Yeah, which will be the next 2 missions after this. So,
Okay.
just throw them in whatever for now.
Or just buy the Sinanju and throw
Or just
him
buy
in
a
that.
Sinanju and throw them in that.
Yeah, could do that.
Eventually. It's going to cost a pretty penny, but we got like $1 million, so...
120K.
The Stein's not on this, is it?
I don't believe so, but maybe. Yes, it is, actually. So we can take the Sinanju into the Stein if we want it. Yeah, at level 3, the Sinanju will go into the Stein.
It's technically a worse suit. It's lower attack and mobility and defense.
Yeah. Now, the Neo Zeong 2 is not in this, but the Sinanju Stein is. Because the Sinanju Stein was technically in UCMSV, whereas the Neo Zeong 2 was not actually until Phoenix Hunting / narrative.
Attack and retreat on the burning sand.
Yep.
かりそめの平和は破られた。ジオンを名乗る
Yep,
残
so we
忍
do-
部隊は
This week.
Yeah, so we do have another quest for this one, but I believe it is also the actual challenge for a mission, so
それは核弾頭装備のガンダム
kind of one of the things we would do anyways, which is
ガンダム開発計画
have the A team
と言わ
return
れた
to the
この機体は
Albion within 3
南極
turns,
条
or
約
the
によって
Albion
禁
team
じら
within
れ
3
た
turns.
核兵器を有しており、それだけで戦局を十分に変えうる脅威となる兵器だった。
報告は聞いている。アルビオンの復帰はどうだ、シラプス大佐。ああ、公園中将。もう少しばかりかかりそうです。そうか。監視衛星の方では2号機の行方は終えているのですか。アフリカ方面に移動していることまでは分かったが、問題は奴らの宇宙への脱走を阻止したのが裏目に出やせんかということだ。まさか奪った核をジャブローに向けると？指揮官は常に最悪の事態を考慮に入れねばならん。南極条約は当てにできる立場でもなかろうしな。シナプス艦長、戦争は終わったんだよ。だが核一発で何千万もの人が死ぬ。あれは使ってはならん兵器。
Maybe you shouldn't have built it in the first place, dumbass.
So looking ahead, there is a gold mod available in 0083.
この出来事を
It's gonna be a pain in the ass.
波紋
Also,
は
In Mission 4, we have to have Ko defeat Gato with at least super high vigor.
we can just use a skill to give him high vigor.
Yeah, but I don't think anything we have pumps it all the way to super high.
No, let's have action destroy some things.
いや
It's also Mission 4, so he'll be in the fucking
Yeah.
Dendrobium. He'll have no problem killing things.
No, but it's still a pain in the ass.
潜伏したゲリラ活動は継続されていた。彼らは再び決起ののろしが上がることを夢に見ながら敗戦の屈辱に耐え息を潜め待ち続けていたのである。そしてそのアフリカの大地に向けてアルビオンはガンダム2号機を追い求め出撃する。灼熱に立ち上る陽炎の中に敵は潜んでいる。その危機感はアルビオンのクルーの焦りを誘い、そしてそれが不協和音となって響くとき、ジオンの亡霊は再び目覚める。
Wow, you're trying to make this sound more interesting than it actually is, narrator.
Yeah.
Actual ghosts. Ooh, we're the ghosts of Zeon.
That would be more interesting than what's currently going on.
I mean, when you really come down to
It's a
think about
Zaku
it,
with a sheet over it.
when you really do come to think of it, it is pretty fucked up that there were a bunch of Zeon soldiers that were basically marooned on Earth when Zeon both fled Earth and then signed the armistice, and they were just like, no, we have no real interest in retrieving those soldiers. Just let them stay on Earth. No, we don't care.
Combination of like, let them stay on Earth, we don't care, and the Federation being like, well, you guys are on your own, have fun.
Yeah.
Like, they're not actively seeking them out and like deporting them to space or anything. It's just kind of like, they're out there, whatever.
Yeah, you think they would take a more active role in getting,
You think they take a more active role after like every single like 2 or 3 months, a group of Zeon remnants on Earth with a bunch of mobile suits causing shit.
I'm angry.
Bernard.
I'm pretty sure Nina did basically nothing.
Accurate.
And nothing of value would have been lost.
That's a shame he died. Let's rebuild this suit and I guess give it to Bernard.
How's Chuck Keith doing over there?
He's doing okay. Maybe we'll give it to him.
What is he piloting?
Azaku.
Who, Chuck Keith?
Okay. Yeah, I thought so.
At this point, he is in Azaku. He ends up in like a gym later on, I want to say, but
He has a few things he ends up piloting.
Yeah. In the previous mission, he was in a Azaku too. That they use for like testing stuff.
Yeah, he starts off as in a Zaku 2 F2 type. I think at this point, since they're assigned to the Albion now, I think now he has the Gym Cannon too. And then later on, he actually ends up in a Gelgoog Marine.
Yeah, they basically have a bunch of like Zeon suits that were captured during the war that they repainted and used for doing like weapon testing and stuff.
Ah.
Yeah, because while they had like the Zaku 2 and whatnot at the base for testing, they're not going to take it on the fucking Albion and be like, yeah, we're going to field a Zaku and fighting Xeon remnants to confuse ourselves, I guess.
I mean, it's painted white.
Yeah, but still. So is Shin Matsunaga's. What's your fucking point?
I'm pretty sure Shin Matsunaga isn't digging around in the middle of Stardust Memory.
I mean, he is around during this time period. I'm not sure what he's up to. We don't have any canon for him, but...
Now, to some extent, I will say there is kind of a real-world parallel to the remnants of Xeon in the sense that there were a lot of Japanese forces that kept fighting well after the armistice for World War II ended, sometimes into the 70s.
Yeah.
It was actually very hard to convince them that the war had indeed actually ended. That is not the case with the remnants of Xeon. These people are just idiots.
He is in the gym cannon now. How many rounds is that? Returns.
I'm gonna guess 5.
But they're not aliens. Right now, in the middle of this combat.
What about Wilbur?
What about Redenbach?
They also get a lot of use out of this HLV model in this game.
I mean, in fairness, they never actually changed the designs of HLVs throughout pretty much the entirety of Universal Century.
Yeah. Not really much of a reason to.
No. Like, throughout the various different animes and whatnot, you might see slightly different HLVs, but that's really more just an art style thing than anything else. The actual physical design, like, in-universe was always going to be the same.
Yeah.
And then past a certain point, you stop really seeing them because kinda after this, everything is mostly space-based.
Yeah.
Like, Zeta spends some time on Earth, but not a ton.
天友とはこのことか。前期へこれより敵艦をつく。よそ目をくれるな。
Destroy all units in 3 turns.
I mean, yes.
Well, it's Mancha's team. It is a separate map where I only have a...
Ah.
Yeah, so this is the
So everything on
the
this
special,
map.
yeah, the special quest for this is basically just the same as the challenges. Do this in 3 turns.
Not exactly inspiring confidence there.
Eh.
Alright, there's a lot of enemies here. Let's have some fun.
Yep.
It's done.
Advance of Zeta nonsense. Go.
Actually, what the regular Gaplant she was in turned into.
Yeah, I know. Does not change the fact that it's Advance of Zeta nonsense.
Super Gundam!
Just how it flowed because.
Go mid-air so you can move slower! I'm above you! Super Gundam! Oh no! Shit, you hit me! Will you? Will you really?
The hell is even ultimate victory?
Like ultimate despair, but winning. Also, someone gonna get that man a horse?
I've found a new mission in life to make sure that Uchikochi never gets a horse.
Oh, come on, give the man what he wants. Don't you want the Nanary games?
No. See, I'll agree with some of the alternative suggestions. I won't give him a horse for Zero Escape 4. I'll give him a horse for Remember 11 remake.
Fair enough. Be a little Shetland pony.
Or, like, honestly, just a full, like, Infinity Series remake as a whole. Possibly with official English release. But no, we don't need another Zero Escape game.
But we don't know where
Yeah.
the plot ended.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we need to find out more details about the religious fanatic and the snail.
Okay, look, as much as I do enjoy the playthrough we had of the Zero Escape games, I too agree that we probably should not break out the horses for Uchikoshi on this one. Let Zero Escape die, give him a horse to work on a new game. Or, like Bogart was saying, a remake of one of his old ones.
Someday I will fucking lose my mind and we will extend story time with the Infinity series. That time will not be soon.
That's okay, there's a few other games I want to do for more story times, but we have a packed schedule as is. I don't know if we're going to get back to...
I mean, we don't really have anything specifically planned for story time after V3. Seeing as that was effectively the end of it, because that is us finishing off both the Zero Escape and Danganronpa series. at some point, theoretically, maybe we'll get back to Disappoint and Click with HP, but other than that, the only series we actually have content for the foreseeable future, more than the foreseeable future at this point, is Super Robot Sundays.
Technically, if we consider Pokemon Day stuff, we have plenty for
Oh
that
yeah,
as well.
Pokemon.
Yeah. Pokemon and Pokemon adjacent games.
Except we already kind of broke that, let's be real.
Oh.
As much as we might be doing a gimmick run of Elden Ring, we had to stretch for that one.
Well, I mean, the gimmick run of Elden Ring is mostly because I wanted to play Elden Ring.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, though, is that...
Like, if we weren't doing the gimmick run of Elden Ring, we'd be doing the Soul Link right now.
Yeah.
Now, my quandary mostly comes in from there are visual novels that I would like to do as well. But there's also RPGs that I would like to do.
Yeah.
So Saturday becomes kind of a floating mix.
Well, I mean, Saturday was originally an RPG day, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then reschedule stuff had to happen.
Like, the reason it became the Storytime, like, the Storytime was originally an in-person series?
No.
No.
Storytime was always
we
remote, but
we started Storytime as a break from
Super Robot Sundays.
Because that was in person.
Super Robot Sundays was in person, then the pandemic happened, we stopped being able to do it in person, so we started Storytime, and so Storytime got moved to Saturdays because we were both for scheduling rearrangement and also because we were going to start doing Super Robot Sundays again. But the whole thing was we didn't have any other ongoings when we actually started Storytime.
Yeah.
Because it was, again, a fill-in replacement for Super Robot Sundays. My dick can only get so hard. And, like, realistically, at the start, the only real major commitment for Storytime was we wanted to get through the Danganronpa series and the Zero Escape series.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, various other ideas were floated for continuations, but never actual any commitments made. Hence why, at one point, I talked about possibly doing the Infinity series of games. There was talk about doing the other games from the game that the guys from Danganronpa and Zero Escape actually worked on together. And then also potentially like the Somnium Files was another one that was floated. But no actual firm commitments have been made at this point, and I, for one, am looking forward to not being involved in this stream at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night for a while.
Fair enough. We'll dovetail with some of the other
Technically speaking, Saturdays are going to go back to being a normal hour stream at some point.
Yeah, potentially. So since we're mostly just killing time here, let's talk about other completely unrelated things. So I started watching Kira Major, one of the more recent Super Sentai series, and I was floored to discover that the Red Ranger of Kira Major, Kira Red, is just my fucking character from the Gestalt game. He's the nascent god of drawing things which then become reality. This is his actual fucking power. I have yet to determine if one of the other Kira Rangers has the ability to call experts who take care of things for them.
If I'm remembering correctly, one of the other Kira Major characters is filthy rich and can just call people to do it.
A bunch of so the Kira Rangers as a whole, the whole thing with the Kira Major characters is that they all are sparkling or shining in some way. They're all like, you know, big things. So like one of them is like a famous movie star. One of them is like a beautiful and well-renowned doctor. One of them is an esports player who the main character is the only one that they don't recognize as a famous person, and is very funny. But yeah, so a lot of them are rich and famous. I just don't know if they actually do explicitly call somebody to take care of problems for them. But yes, Kira Red's explicit power is like his great imagination, and he draws things which then the Kira Stone he is associated with takes his drawings and makes them real. The ability to actually create things was apparently a power. So all their power derives from this other world, Crystallis, that like got destroyed or something or other. And apparently this place was an absolute shithole because the king was the only person who had the power to actually create new things.
Right.
I don't think they thought this plot point all the way through.
That's horrifying.
But it is, so far, I've only watched a couple episodes, but I am enjoying it quite a bit. It's a fairly good series and not a surrealist fucking nightmare like Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers. Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers, the currently running Super Sentai series, which genuinely feels like somebody was putting together a parody Super Sentai series, and then they were like, why don't we just make this the Super Sentai series?
Is that a good or a bad thing in this case?
I mean, it's entertaining to watch, as long as you don't think too deeply about any of it.
What were you turning that thing into?
Mark II because that's all it's really got.
Screw that one guy in particular.
One guy knows what he did.
Yeah, to give some more context to Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers. So normally in the Super Sentai series, you know, the various different Rangers have, you know, they're in their civilian personas, they're going to be like, oh, this guy's like a doctor or, you know, teacher or, you know, whatever. And it's usually pretty normal and in some ways, you know, fairly kind of noble backgrounds. So the Red Ranger in Dawn Brothers is basically just fucking Momotaro. Literally was found by somebody inside a peach-shaped capsule. The Yellow Ranger is, and I quote, a high schooler and disgraced manga artist. The Black Ranger is a, quote, mysterious man who is falsely incriminated and is currently a wanted fugitive.
And also a Sonic OC.
If he can avoid the police for 1 year, he can get his girlfriend back.
His transformed form is a...
Yeah, so one of the things about Dawn Brothers is the first instance of them actually having CG actual like transformed forms. 2 of the 5 are fully CG. One of which is about 3 feet tall and a cat, and the other is about 8 feet tall and a nightmare bird.
The other man is fucking Slender Man if you wore a pink Sentai outfit.
Speaking of the Pink Ranger, Kiji Brother, the Pink Ranger, is first off one of the oldest Sentai members in the thing, in that he is 33 years old and doesn't have any dreams of his own, but works as a consultant to make money in order to support his wife's dreams. And then there is the blue brother, Saru Brother, who does not believe in money and feels that it is nothing but evil, so does not carry it on himself. And tries to get away with non-payment for things by giving recitations of haikus or like doing like problem solving for people in like a Sherlock Holmes style, and is so charismatic he gets away with it. Dawn Brothers is fucking wild.
Historic moments.
Oh, historic moment. Defeated all his enemies in 3 turns.
Yes, your carrier is going to need help with... Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh no, some more garbage. Oh, you're back again, huh?
Well, that's not a good place to reappear.
Didn't learn the first time.
He's saying that directly next to the full armor
Unicorn.
The full armor unicorn
and the
in
shot
destroy
thrower.
mode. Well, the full armor unicorn in NTD mode, being piloted by Amuro
Ray.
fucking Ray.
And then like 20 feet from that, the Kasatsu rebuilt.
On the one hand, that man is doomed. On the other hand, the stones on him.
Yeah, mad respect for the balls, but 0 points for brains.
Yep. Head empty, only Xeon.
The watches.
Yep. You don't need no stinking dodges.
Here, look at these colored watches and tell me which one you like for your bedroom.
Came in the wrong neighborhood.
As it turns out, yes, you can actually just fire every gun on this thing at the same time.
It's also extremely fun to me that we have this being piloted by explicitly 79 era Amuro.
Yep.
Well, that's taken care of.
Yep.
That's right, he has an extra chance step.
Yeah.
Yep, because he maxed that new
Okay,
type.
Yeah, both he and Honoros have extra steps. Because you didn't learn the first time.
ジオンの誇りにかけてここは倒産 まだ負けん
I'm fairly certain the munitions usually used to destroy that Zaku cost more than the Zaku.
Look, somebody somewhere in the design process of repairing the Kshatriya made the decision, well, rather than having these, like, you know, funnels fly out and actually like fire beams, we'll just have them literally slam into the thing and explode.
Gets the job done.
Now, there's advantages to using basically missiles over funnels. For one, you can use them in atmosphere. Not this game really actually cares about that.
They are funnel missiles. They are still funnels. They're just funnels that they slam into the enemy rather than having them fire beams.
Rather than having a beam emitter, just fill it with explosives. Basically mine-guided missiles.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's the energy weapon technology that kind of weirds out that equation now that I think about it. Because, like, if you had to actually use conventional ammo, exactly how much firepower could you realistically give to a funnel? Exactly how fast would it run out of ammo?
Beams, though.
Beams, though, are a completely different equation in the sense that they're made up. But so this technology works however the fuck you want it to.
I think we're going to be fine.
Yeah. Let's see. We have to destroy the HLV.
The HLV is the only thing left on the map.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
Bye.
The only reason you get to escape is the game forces you to.
Because for some reason it forces us to fight the HLV and not just have it happen as we destroy all the rest of the forces on the screen.
It's because technically speaking, if we wanted to, we could shoot the HLV and not deal with the other forces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could just shoot it immediately. That's wasting a bunch of XP and ace points.
Yeah, like there are, like, most missions, the final objective is kill all enemies, but there are a handful of them where you can get around it. If we were for some reason like here, that and our units were not great, so it wasn't actually wise for us to try and slog out a fight with everything, we could rush to just destroy the HLV and succeed at the mission.
Yeah.
But Anna Rose has luck, so she wants to kill everything she can.
Uh-huh.
It's an extra 50 ace points every single shoot down she does.
Yep.
She is
Not to mention that it will also mean that she will get the
she'll be
ace
the MVP.
ace boost, which means that also gets increased by 50%, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah. She's the first person on our team who has luck that can actually basically take out something of every single action she does.
Yeah.
So she gets just stupid amounts of ace points. What's our time looking like?
2:45.
Do another one. Pushing through pretty quick.
Yeah. Because that'll leave us with 1 left to do in 83, but after that we're getting into Zeta, which has 6 anyways, so... We're basically getting into some longer stuff after 0083, to the point where it's going to be multiple weeks to get through most of it anyways. The only exception being CCA, which is only 2. But like, we're going to have 6 for Zeta, and then 5 for double Zeta, then 2 for CCA, then another 6 for Unicorn, and I believe it's 2 for Hathaway.
We're back in space, right?
Yes, the back end of this is all space.
Which makes sense.
Oh, my beautiful child.
Yeah, the majority of the remaining game is space at this point. Because we have these 2 missions for 0083, which are space. Zeta, which starts in space. Then we have 2 ground missions, then 3 space missions. Then double Zeta, which is 2 space, 2 ground, then a space. CCA, which is 2 in space. And UC, which has 1 of the 6 is a ground mission. And then technically both of the Hathaway's missions are ground missions, but...
Right, Leo.
Yeah. Those are all actually leveling up. Okay.
The Nightmare of Solomon.
Yep. So for this one, we actually have a couple special missions.
Okay.
One in the pre-map and then one in the main
一
map.
年戦争時その戦いぶりからソロモンの悪夢と恐れられたジオンのエースパイロットである。だがその彼の誇りと信念は一年戦争最終決戦の地バオワクーで泥にまみれた。
待てガトー、飛行の母艦ドロアは沈んだ。バカな、あのドロアが。我が総帥ギレン閣下も亡くなられた。我々の艦隊はこれよりバオワクー中域より撤退する。我らは生きて総帥の志を継がねばならんのだ。生き恥をさらせと私は行きます。ならんガトー、今は耐えるのだ。生きてこそ得ることのできる栄光をこの手に掴むまで。その
Or you
命
could accept the war is over and stop
わしが
fighting.
預かる。
That's an option.
バオワ空戦ジオン公国の敗北を決定づけたこの戦いにおいて
War's not over, Shiv. I didn't sign the armistice.
彼のその後の運命を決定づける
That's not how armistices work.
そして宇宙世紀 0083 地球圏最大のジオン残党勢力デラーズフリートは連邦軍のガンダム開発計画で開発された各搭載型モビルスーツガンダム試作2号機を強奪したことを契機に宣戦を布告。これに対し連邦軍はかつてソロモンと呼ばれたジオンの拠点コンペイ島にて心臓戦艦による観艦式を行い軍の威信を見せつけようと図った星のクズは着々と準備を進めガトーも昔日の地であるソロモンへと帰還する。
They crash into each other. Both fleets die. End of 0083.
「ソロモンの悪夢」。
I guess your bitch ass should have been prepared, huh? This is the accurate reaction to Shima.
Yeah.
Bitch be tripping.
This is the woman who, on the bridge of her ship, reclines on a tiger skin couch.
Yep.
Do you have a problem with her bridge? Would you not also recline on a
Oh, I
tiger
don't have a
Well,
problem
like
with
that's
it in the
it's not even
slightest.
it's not even a tiger skin couch per se. It's a
like
like
a-
regular command couch with a big old tiger skin laid across it.
No, Sima's one of my favorite characters. in this.
I hope they give us a shot of it in this.
Shima Garaho is a character that escaped from 40K as a rogue trader and made her way into the Zeon forces.
Concerning the 1 year war Zeon forces, she's right at home.
Yeah. But no, she is extremely... I mean, we were going to make her a space pirate, but space pirates aren't really a thing in Gundam, so I guess she's a Zeon Marine instead. And in the, like, I think still currently ongoing 0083 manga adaptation that's being made, also powerful Dom lesbian. And it is glorious. Just the fucking baddest ass boss bitch in all of existence. What if I only want to reduce speed on one side?
Ivan Pasrov looks like single D Ed from Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and I can't get over that.
That's the thing too. Is like it's not just Shima. Her entire fucking her entire fucking crew just look like they were like, well, we made space pirates, but then we drew Zeon uniforms on them.
Attack with just one ship? You only have one ship.
I believe it's called shooting at us.
No. I'm an ass. Is there anyone that the Remnants can even claim is in charge of the Principality of Zeon, or are they just pulling this shit out of their ass?
Nevazabi.
Who?
Gozel's daughter.
Ah. Do you have any idea where she is at the moment?
Yes.
Okay.
Asterisk. At this time, she is technically being raised by Maharaja Karn, Shar Aznable, and a very young Haman Karn. Off elsewhere. So that's also the quest objective, by the way, is having Shima destroy Ko.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah, because what little knowledge I have of Gundam past this point, doesn't she only really appear at, like, Unicorn?
Asterisk.
I mean, she does appear in Unicorn.
Yes. She is in Unicorn.
She's also in NT.
There is also a character named Mineva Zabi in Double Zeta. It is not actually Mineva Zabi, it is a body double. There is also an entire Zeon faction of clones of Mineva Zabi, but we're not going into that weird Advance of Zeta shit again. Yeah, that whole thing I went into last time, Black Rabbit had a dream. ReZeon is almost entirely led by a whole bunch of clones of Mineva Zabi.
Ah. Eventually he'll stop talking.
It is extremely dumb. But yeah, no, Mineva Zabi, most Zeon remnants and Neo Zeon like factions that form throughout the remainder of the sort of UC period, mostly sort of pin their beliefs on like, no, we still have a legitimate leader. It's Mineva Zabi, the, you know, basically last survivor of the Zabi family, and et cetera, et cetera. Which is also extremely funny when you realize that they do continue this shit even after the events of Zeta Gundam. When Shar Aznable literally goes before the Federation leadership and is like broadcast to the entire Earth sphere as going, I am Quattro Bagina, you may also know me as Shar Aznable, but my real name is fucking Kasval Daikun, son of Zeon Zum Daikun. It basically says, I'm here to say, knock it the fuck off. And yet the remainder of like Zeon remnants are still like, no, the Zabi family are the rightful ruling family. It's the rightful ruling family of the Principality of Zeon. It's like, it's literally named for my father, you dickbags. And then, of course, Shar disappears for like 5 years and then shows back up and is like, I'm leading Neo Zeon now. This is my Neo Zeon. I have learned nothing.
This happened.
Yeah, Shar's counterattack didn't make much sense to me.
I'm going to drop a big rock on the Earth.
So, one of the biggest problems with Char's counterattack makes a whole hell of a lot more sense in context of a bunch of other stuff that's not actually in anime canon, because as previously mentioned, anime canon is only canonical to what has been animated.
Yeah.
There is a whole lot of actual side story stuff involving Char between the events of Zeta Gundam and CCA that explains how he got from point A to point B. Like, frankly, it's still pretty stupid, but there's at least some degree of justification as to, like, why he decided to do things the way he did.
It almost sounds like they thought of a thing they wanted to do, had no actual universal justification, and then made up duct tape along the way.
Less so. It is, like, It's hard to say necessarily, obviously, because, you know, it's one of those same things where, like, you know, J.J. Abrams still claims that all of Lost was planned, you know, and you can't really disprove that, even though it's pretty evident that that's not the case. It's hard to say how much was or was not planned as far as the actual, like, justifications and motivations going into Beltorchka's children / CCA. But there's definitely, like, when I say it's stupid, I mean that in universe, it, like, if you view it from Char's perspective, it definitely like it would make sense given what he's been through and what he believes and how he views things. From an outside perspective, it's like, no, that's fucking stupid. That's not like an actual justification. Knock it the fuck off. But it follows a logic within universe as to why he kind of got there. And if we're being totally honest, a lot of it does, frankly, just boil down to Federation leadership are a bunch of incompetent chuckle fucks who can't actually accomplish anything.
Well, there is that, but...
Like, it's a far leap to get from that to I'm going to drop fucking Axis on the Earth. But...
I see they give you a bunch of mobile suits that hit like wet paper bags.
I mean, to be fair, there's a bunch of old Gelgoogs fighting a fucking Gundam.
Yeah.
Old grunt suits fighting a...
I mean, the Gelgoogs were at least semi-advanced grunt suits. They were grunt suits developed at the very end of the 1 Year War for, like, the Gelgoog J's and such.
But it is still
Yeah.
older generation Gelgoogs fighting current generation Gundam.
I mean, literally prototype experimental
Experimental
Gundams.
Gundam.
That's what the P in GP stands for, is prototype.
Unfortunately, the key system got lost in the mail, so...
They all do. He got lost. Okay, we'll just disable it.
It would be put a lock on it. It's in testing. Nothing's going to happen.
Alright, this is the most advanced Gundam we've ever created. Why? There's a bike lock on it.
History has shown.
There's literally a bike rack next to it and there's a chain. A piece of the foot.
Ah, I have this Gundam... Oh, they've been learning!
They just put a fucking boot on the Gundam.
Let's get out of here. Ka-chunk. He's getting away. Very slowly.
No, I just imagine
Some
that
guys
they reach
walking
down.
after the Gundam. Can you stop? just stop.
I just imagine they reach down, pinch the bike or the bike rack, pull it up, and just walk with it.
Sir, you've illegally double parked your mobile suit. Gonna have to call in Neo New Jersey's tow Gundam.
No, I like the idea of like a traffic cop climbing up the Gundam so he can put a ticket on the cockpit.
It's got like a grapple gun.
Okay. The registration's not up to date on your Gundam. You don't, but we'll give you a new suit anyways.
I mean, we had this GPO3 just lying around. And it was going to go bad if somebody didn't do something with it.
Damn it, Ko, learn something.
Ah! My terminal case of exploding.
And successfully completing that quest got us another pilot we unlocked that we would probably recruit if it weren't for the fact that the vast majority of our suits at this point need a new type of piloting them to be of any use.
That gets us south burning.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they don't show it actually cause, like his suit gets damaged in combat, and he also has a briefcase full of information about what they're planning on doing.
Yeah.
That doesn't get covered there. And then, like, part of his suit blows up and he just goes, like, flying off into space because boosters are stuck.
Yeah, basically his verniers get stuck on because of damage caused to his suit, and he just kind of off into space.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, no, he dies.
explodes.
He dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like basically boosts off into space as the damage causes like cascading explosions, and because the GPO-1 is all fucked up, Ko can't get to him, and he blows up and dies.
Yeah, like, they're not even in combat when it happens. They're literally on the way back to the Albion. He's gonna do the line.
Say the line.
I think they may even go to a voiced cutscene for that one.
I'd almost be surprised if they don't.
Yeah.
It is like the most notable line in the entire
0083.
083.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I don't know, I'm stretching this metaphor too far.
I want them to look at me when I shoot.
Yep. Surprise is vital to this operation working. Nothing is vital to this operation working other than my gigantic brass balls.
Nowhere along the line does the Federation brass think that having a giant naval review when there's a rogue Gundam with a nuclear bazooka on the loose is a bad idea.
Hey, what if they actually turned the war crime Gundam against a military target as opposed to a civilian one?
It'll be slightly
For
less of a
fucking
war
once.
crime then.
Honestly, considering they're in space, it's not even.
Isn't it heavily implied that this is all
I mean,
part of a plan
the
to get the
nuclear
Titans made?
bazooka does far more damage realistically than it
Like, not on
should
the
do
part
for
of,
being a nuclear
God,
weapon
God is
used
doing
in
his own
space.
thing, but
Well, there's that too, but.
I'm Green Wyatt. And I'm certainly not going to eat a nuke to our bridge.
So in the one place in the entirety of space where they could actually sneak up on you with a nuclear armor mobile suit, you decide to have a naval review.
I mean, it is the site of a major battle.
It is, but...
Also, to address your point, Krampus, I don't believe it's ever outright stated that this was an intentional plan to get the Titans formed, but the Titans do form as a result of this happening. And it is at least somewhat implied that there was some behind-the-scenes dealings.
Oh, you mean there was some shady Federation nonsense going on in order to actually have this come about so they could justify the Titans?
Well,
Basically.
Yeah, like the Delaz fleet thing was going to be attempted regardless.
Just real quick, there is a special mission here. While Carius is alive, have got to engage the Birmingham within 7 turns.
Okay.
So it's the challenge, but we also have to make sure that Carius is alive.
Easy enough, so you won't engage in combat.
Yep.
But yeah, so none of the Xeon people are in on the plane. They're just doing their thing, trying to steal the GPO2 and make a statement. But, and my knowledge of them was real spotty in places, but I remember there being some...
There are implications that a lot of the stuff that's going on here is effectively being allowed to happen by Jamatov Hyman.
Yes, because then Jamatov's going to use that to make the... Because then Jamatov is going to use that...
as justification to form the Titans. It is at least somewhat implied that part of that is in the briefcase that Burning had, is like information essentially implicating that members of Federation leadership are complicit in kind of, like, while not directly collaborating with the Delaz fleet, intentionally leaving these holes open so that they could be exploited.
In other words, it explains away the gross and completely ridiculous incompetence as intentional.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean...
Which...
You also just get general incompetence on the Federation's part.
You
it's
do,
kind of like
but there's a certain...
wheels on a car.
You do, but at a certain point, this is beyond
there's levels.
Yeah, there's
there's
levels.
Yeah, see aforementioned, like, why don't we plan a giant naval review for the vast majority, like, for our major, like, defense war fleet, when we literally know there is a fucking rogue Gundam with an atomic bazooka wandering around out there with a grudge against the Federation.
I would say it would also explain the lack of security around the GPO too, but as stated before, these things get stolen all the time.
The lax security around the GP units in general is specifically because, and they do utilize this justification multiple times, it's the same reason why, it was basically that they didn't want to have a huge security presence on the base because that would make it clear that there was something going on there and this was supposed to be a secret project. It's basically the same justification for why, like, Project V on Side 7 was lightly guarded. It's the same reason why the Alex hangar was lightly guarded. It was very much a case of, like, if we had, like, a whole fucking platoon of Federation security forces wandering around on this base, it's going to make people look and be like, why the fuck is there a whole platoon of Federation security forces there?
Yeah. And yet the strategy has never actually worked.
It technically has. We just only really see the times where it fails. I mean, the 4th and 5th Gundams were basically developed totally fine.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of the other one-year war Gundams were developed totally fine. The Pixie was developed totally fine. It never actually got stolen. It was literally like the transport convoy got attacked, not because they knew they had a Gundam there, but because they were getting attacked because it was a sort of wrong place, wrong time situation. Yeah. And one of the members of that team was like, fuck it, I've got to use the Pixie to fight this. Same thing with like the G3. The G3 never had any problems. It just doesn't make for an interesting story when your story is we were developing a prototype Gundam and nothing went wrong.
Yeah. Also, the GPO2 is kind of a different animal in the sense that it's not just a prototype Gundam, but also a walking weapon of mass destruction.
Well, so here's the thing, is they did equip it with the atomic bazooka. The fact that it actually had live warheads is, again, heavily implied to be the meddling of Jamatov Hyman and the other people trying to form the Titans, so that it would be this dangerous were it to be captured. Because, like, if it is actually even brought up in 0083, like, I think it's Captain Synapse himself, it's like, why the fuck did it have live rounds for a test, facility?
Yeah.
Like, why did it actually have nuclear warheads? It was in fucking testing. And the basic response is, well, we don't know. Somebody signed off on it.
Which itself would actually make a modicum of sense if that was a conspiracy and not incompetence.
Yeah.
Because again, even if you were going to make a Gundam capable of using a nuclear warhead, why on God's green earth would you arm it for it during testing?
Yeah. No, like literally that exact question gets brought up, and the basic response is like, well, we don't know. Somebody signed off to do it, and so we fucking did it.
I mean, no one has ever accused the Federation forces of competence, so... At the very least, you would think that would give somebody a pause to question this.
So it is worth noting, we don't actually have to have Gato destroy the Birmingham.
No,
he
it's
just has
just
to
engage.
attack it. Yeah, so.
It doesn't matter getting him there.
Yep. Which we're on like turn 2, and he's already more than halfway there, so we're pretty okay.
And I can use the museum to effectively shield him from counterattacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seeing as this is almost entirely warships, which have nothing but ranged weaponry.
Yep. I'm actually surprised they didn't release anything. They probably don't have proofs. So.
They actually probably do. There's just like a really weird specificity to the AI actually releasing.
Good thing there's
troops.
Good thing there's a bunch of
Okay,
ships.
these ones don't,
yeah.
but
Good thing there's a bunch of ships in the background. Otherwise, I'd feel like you're destroying every single ship in the fleet yourself.
I would.
it doesn't look like the Salamis are going to have one. The Birmingham might have some. No. Okay. But yeah, like even still, it's a very weird thing. The calculations behind when a warship will actually release its mobile suits are very weird. Like effectively, they all have like a threatened radius, and if like if units come within that threatened radius, it will cause them to trigger, or if they take damage, it will cause it to trigger.
Okay, your longest range is 8, so you cannot fire outside of the.
No, out of the Neo Zeong.
Like, I just want to make sure that engaging us doesn't also trigger it, because it is just engage it.
Yeah,
So I want to make sure it never gets to fire.
fair enough. Although it does somewhat beg the question of whether or not the entirety of it has to be within the radius for it to be affected by the thing. Is it one square has to be in, or is it the entirety of it has to, or like, you know what I mean? Like, is one square of it being in the field enough to prevent it, or is one square of it being out of it enough to keep from being?
I'm pretty sure just anything touching does it. But.
I think so as well, but I guess we'll find out.
Coming! Use you for damaging things and not killing them.
Yeah.
Nope. That's good.
Yeah, just barely.
No, he's already used 2 press turns this turn.
Yep,
already.
this will be his last one.
left.
I cannot close with it this turn.
We will deal with the question of whether or not it's the whole thing by just putting the whole thing inside the aura.
Yeah.
And not worrying about it.
Yep. slightly more rubble on the left side. Actually does slow you down, so it's very hard for the ships to not have to move through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You chose this.
All right, so how to fire a nuclear rifle at the Purge crew?
Nope.
Well,
Doesn't
it
have
doesn't
it.
have the nuclear atomic bazooka. It's a storyline thing. With that, we've unlocked the ability to recruit very important pilot, Carius Otto.
You did the line.
It was not a beginning of a new glorious Xeon.
Nope.
Sad floppy Xeon that just kind of hangs there and never goes away.
That's not how nightmares work.
In an extremely long, very, very roundabout way, Annabelle's actions did actually lead to the downfall of the Federation.
The full burner.
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 It's that fucking got milk commercial.
I'm sorry, full burner is not the correct answer.
Cuts back in.
It's like Neo Zeon Deep Striker. Oh, look, some garbage.
I like that we fucked up their formation because of where our ships were.
Hey,
Well,
double
GP
up.
to low. Shame. Shame.
Jump on the battlefield. What the fuck is that? It lived.
Auto's dick laser, thank you very much.
I was not expecting survival.
Yeah, I mean, only in high vigor. I'm not going to auto crit.
I'll just make sure that we get this done.
It's at like 500 hit points. I'm pretty sure you could kill it with a gem.
I might fail.
Overkill is a thing.
Only to a certain extent. The bonus stops at like 2 times.
Also, I can't. It's too far away.
You got quick motion. Or no, quick motion is the shit. That's not the actual further one. That's the accuracy and
Yeah, that's the accuracy boost.
evasion one.
Does not matter how much firepower you have if you're actually being blocked by your own suit.
Phoenix Unleashed might be able to get there. It has a stupid movement and also a gross range on the funnels. It might still just, yeah, it's just out of range, I think. Well, whatever. You live for one turn.
However,
Now, like these battleships, for instance, might have mobile suits to deploy. I mean, who cares? But
They do.
ah.
Did you think the ship was empty? You fools!
Solomon, I too have returned. It's not nearly as cool as I
bet y'all motherfuckers thought I was stuck at Cheyenne Mountain right now.
Impossible! They're looking through the binoculars. They see like a pillow and a watermelon underneath the sheet. Kai Shiden's there in a brown wig and Afro's gold clothes that do not fit in.
Deploy the troops! Oh god, don't deploy the troops! The troops just falling into my ace point farm. You fools! I think I did destroy the ships next to the person that gets 40 extra ace points every kill. Stop flying directly in front of it, you dumbasses!
That mega particle beam got the last guy, but surely it can't hit me. Oh God.
We're getting a lot of experience for our
Sir,
ship.
we're out of pilots. Operation Clog the Mega Particle Beam
Cowards.
by making it fire every single mobile suit we deploy was a failure.
What smells like burger?
I'm just gonna keep hitting this fire button, and if you guys die, it's your fault.
What the hell's happening over here?
The full burner and then the GPO2.
Ah, okay.
Unless you feel like just moving him to the other field. That's what backward is.
We can't. This is,
Alternatively,
I'll
move
fix that.
Alternatively, move him out of the way and move the fucking Neo Zeon.
unless you continue to vex me. Okay, just destroy everything at this point. I didn't use those bursts earlier for nothing. Can help. Sure, you would have done it yourself, but want to make sure it was really, really dead. Come on, Ko. Come on down.
Nope.
Oh, I can't go backwards. I can't go backwards. The boosters are stuck on.
Come on, Ko. Hi.
Look behind you, a Neo Zeong. Oh, what? Right, high speed is the one that's like 3 extra movement.
Whatever. It's like one extra.
Or 1 extra movement, yeah.
Oh, is this wholly unnecessary?
It's like fighting overboard.
No, we get support.
見手当はちゃんと出るんでしょうね。
Solomon, come for the first time.
It will not be the last.
Or like the 14th. Depends on timelines. Shit's weird.
Been here a lot. That's all I missed.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to probably call it there for the day. It's 3:45, so not really not time to do much else. Thank you all for joining us again for another Super Robot Sunday here on Sound Goblin Gaming. We'll be back tomorrow with more Poke Mondays in the Maidenless region as we play more of our Elden Ring gimmick run. We're back here on Tuesday with more Phoenix Point Year 1. Back on Saturday with our actual continuation of the trial for Chapter 5 of Danganronpa V3. And right back here next Sunday with the remainder of 0083 and the start of Zeta Gundam here on Super Robot Sundays in SD Gundam G Generation Genesis. Until then, I've been Bograt.
I've been the Krampus.
I've been Shiv.
And I'm Vincent.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.